Good morning, it's Beth Burrell in the garden at Cedarfield, and I am at Town Center, and I'd like to show off the beautiful containers and our two new alcoves that have recently been designed and installed for your pleasure. So let me just get at a different angle so I can show you these beautiful containers that are up front. If you haven't seen these already, they were planted by myself, Scott, and 4 resident Garden Angel volunteers. And thank you to each of you that helped. They're absolutely beautiful. Let me just scan in so you can see some of the beautiful combinations with the blues, the variegated vinca, the salmon petunia, Bermuda Beach, this lovely little star blue flower called Beth's Blue. So I absolutely love that name. This little double flowering million bells. Look how sweet that little flower is. Beautiful. Then we have some perennials that are tucked in that are with us all year round. This is heuchera. This is called glitter. And it's called glitter because the leaves have this beautiful kind of pearl-like sheen to them. That's a frosty purple, and then these deep black veins, and beautiful heuchera, little delicate flowers that are in bloom now. And heuchera are also known as coral bells. Over here, this one is let me get a little bit better light here. This one is a heucherella, which is a cultivar of our native heucherella crossed with a heuchera, which would be a foam flower crossed with a coral bell. And this is the result. And this is called Sun Power. And these have the flower of a tiarella, a foam flower. You can see why. The flower's a little bit different, more frothy looking, as the name implies. And then we have some of these for the blue. And this one, this is a little dwarf scabiola. I'll give you a little close up here. With that intense purple with just a little yellow and white flash at the base of the 5 petals. So let's just walk down in front of Town Center so you can enjoy how beautiful these are looking. There we go. We have 26 of these containers all together, and on each of our 2 anchoring ends with our beautiful pergola, we have 2 lovely urns that are kind of a traditional Greek style on a pedestal. And these have similar complementary flowers as well. And right now, the spirea are blooming, looking quite lovely. I see the bees are busy, which is always a wonderful sign that we are giving back. Looks like they have some nice little pollen sacs. That little rascal will come around. Well, it flew off. Let's see here. We can get this one. Some nice little pollen sacs. And then this is one of my favorite drift roses. This is a coral drift rose. Isn't that just a lovely bloom? And these are very much like a knockout rose in that they're very disease resistant, and they bloom all spring into the fall with these gorgeous salmony pink blooms. And you can look at the rose hips. These are the hips that are left following the blooms, and you can see just how many blooms have been on there just a few weeks ago before we had that wonderful rain that we needed. And now it's starting all over again, making fresh new buds. Look at that nice bud right there. Super. So let's walk back over, and I want to share with you probably one of the most exciting garden right now. I've had so many wonderful compliments. It is the buzz. So if you haven't had a chance to come up front to town center when you're getting out and about, this is a must visit garden. So I'm going to pull back a little bit and we're going to pretend we're a car driving up here. Maybe someone visiting, or you need to come up front for something. So as you pull forward, you now start to see our alcove further back, tucked in the distance. And you're going, oh my goodness, look at that. And it pulls you in, it draws you closer. Benches are tucked in for seating and relaxation, for meditation, for thinking, for prayer, and just relaxing, of course. Several beautiful containers also are important anchors in the garden. They give vertical interest, they give weight, and they're an opportunity for a miniature landscape. Along with the golden conifer tucked in around the base of the planter are an array of different little plants, from hostas to forget-me-nots, little ground covers. Look at that precious tiny little bloom. That is tiny, smaller than a dime. Very fine little foliage that will hug the rim of the pot. And then over here on the other side, a beautiful kind of green celery with a touch of pink salvia. That will also do the same. It will fill in and hug and drape over the pot. Each wall has a very interesting structure to break up these large brick walls to add interest. I love the European feel, the flavor that these give. Some beautiful deep red mandibellas, some white wishbone flower enhance this wall planter. We have our 3-circle bird trellis. It's quite lovely. A piece of art on the wall. Good morning. And over here we have our largest trellis. And this one has several interesting vines. This is a golden jasmine vine. Get a little closer here so you can see the foliage. And it's going to get white tiny little white fragrant blooms on it later in the summer as this roots in and starts growing. And our last container over here, this one has a lovely cut leaf Acer palmatum dissectum, which is a cut leaf maple. This is a green form which stands out wonderfully against the red brick wall. And it also has this wonderful little miniature garden planted down below. Hosta, forget-me-nots, another little miniature variegated mouse hosta. This is another wishbone flower. This one I particularly love. It's yellow, has this wonderful little green throat here. A little touch of blue. And an interesting little geranium that has very lovely deep burgundy leaves rimmed in a green margin, and then these fuchsia pink flowers. Ooh, what a combination. And then we have this pasta that's called fries. So I guess they're supposed to resemble crinkle cut French fries. Why not? We have beautiful hellebores. This one is a favorite. You can see the exquisite variegation on the foliage, and this one will have lovely white flowers in February, March, and April. This is considered one of our winter bloomers. It's evergreen. And this just gives you a little bit again of a scan of the garden. And tucked into these nice blue stones are an array of little miniature stepping plants, different sedums, golden marjoram, pennywort, little small ferns. And these will fill in and gradually kind of be a carpet within the pathway to add to the ongoing beauty. As with all the gardens, this is planted with four-season interest. So please come up front to the town center entrance and take a look at the two new alcoves and the beautiful planters here at Cedarfield. Have a good day, and this is Beth Burrell in the garden.